and the Maharashtra Society Welfare Association. First and foremost, I would like to extend my gratitude to Lions Club and Maharashtra Societies Welfare Association, and thanks for arranging such unique interactive session. I would also like to thank the MCGM staff and especially Phatak Sahib for relentlessly working for the presentation or preparation of the draft development plan as also DC regulation. अभी मुझे इधर बुलाया उन्होंने, मैंने I have studied the draft DC regulations especially for the suburbs. I have not gone through. I have gone through, but I am not speaking on the special development control regulations because there are so many experts. They are studying on this. They have prepared the reports and they are also submitting their suggestions and objections. So far as the development in the suburbs is concerned, there is a clause that the area of the plot, if the area of the plot is more than 2000 square meter, then you will have to provide 10% area. You will have to keep 10% area for the reservation and which is to be handed over to the corporation. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि पहले जो 15% RG थी, instead of that RG, now that 10% area is to be proposed to be reserved for the any public amenity. इन्होंने पहले पूरा लिस्ट दिया था कौन कौन सी public amenity डेवलप करनी चाहिए. So my suggestion is that this RG up to 4000 square meter of the plot, yeah, any area, that should be kept with the society, and above 4000 square meter area, that is to be handed over to the corporation. ऐसा इंसिस्ट करना चाहिए क्योंकि मेरा जो 35 साल में कारपोरेशन का जो अनुभव है, ये छोटे छोटे प्लॉट्स, इन केस ऑफ द प्लॉट इज मोर देन 2000 स्क्वायर मीटर, तो ऑन बेस FSI वेयर 3.5 FSI is proposed. In that case, 400 square meter plot area is required to be handed over to the corporation. If it is not properly maintained by the corporation, that plot will be used by the कोई भी antisocial elements, उधर ध्यान नहीं दिया जाएगा और प्लॉट जो सोसाइटी अभी यूज कर रही है 15% RG, which is developed, number of societies they develop the plot for the RG purpose as a lawn, as a सब कुछ play apparatus, they provide play apparatus. So that facility should be made available to the societies or the public residing in the said society, exclusively for them. This is my personal opinion. I will take my distribution. Then so far as the inclusionary housing is concerned for the plot more than 2000 square meter, in case of the societies which are existing long back having a plot area more than 2000 square meter, where the FSI is already consumed more than 1 or 1.5, there is a clause that 2500 square meter के ऊपर वो उनका जो एक एरिया है उसके 2500 स्क्वायर मीटर के अंदर वो एरिया रहेगा तो उधर इंक्लूसिव हाउसिंग देने की जरूरत है. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जो रीडेवलपमेंट के लिए प्लॉट आएंगे उधर ये क्लॉज ही निकाल दो. जो रीडेवलपमेंट है, all the tenants are to be reaccommodated. Then वो क्लॉज थोड़ा सा मैं बोलता हूँ ये 10% की जगह 5% करो, because in Mumbai now most of the development is basically redevelopment. Open plots are very less. So 10% की जगह 5% वगैरह करेंगे तो ज्यादा अच्छा रहेगा, ऐसा मुझे लगता है. आपको निकालने की बात कर, मैं निकालने की थोड़ा मत निकालो, आपको 5% दैट रखो या वो एरिया थोड़ा बढ़ाने का मैं बोल रहा हूँ, क्योंकि पूरा निकालने से कुछ मिलेगा भी नहीं कॉर्पोरेशन. 4000 के ऊपर वो रहेगा तो ज्यादा अच्छा रहेगा, ऐसा मुझे लगा. उधर अभी ये सोसाइटी के लिए मैंने जो स्टडी किया है वो सोसाइटी के लिए जो यूज होता है उतना ही मैं बोलूँगा. ये मैंने जो प्लानिंग परमिशन की बात की है, 2 स्टेजेस है, प्लानिंग एंड डेवलपमेंट परमिशन, बिल्डिंग परमिशन. सो लेआउट एंड सब डिविजन, वो that should be kept with the building proposal department, because each and every case it is not possible for the architects and developers to go and to go to the DP department in the head office and to get the permission for the layout cum subdivision and again come back to the building proposal department for the approval of the buildings. वो एक निकालना चाहिए. Second thing, there is some definition, demolition of the existing building. For the demolition of the existing building also there is a clause that a permission to be obtained from the planning section. That should be removed and that permission should be given by the building proposal department. It is not possible to go again and again for a single demolition and for, because there is a condition in IOD, that is inbuilt condition hai कि before taking of any development, redevelopment, existing building is to be demolished. In case of the setbacks, if the plot is affected by the DP road or regular line, or in that case, especially in case of the DP road, all the formalities in BMC, developer has to submit all the documents. वो ओनरशिप के डॉक्यूमेंट सबमिट करनी पड़ती है, उसका टाइटल क्लियर हमारे लीगल डिपार्टमेंट से होता है. Once title is clear and plot is taken over by the corporation, वो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एक्चुअली कॉर्पोरेशन ने ही लेनी चाहिए कि दैट इज टू बी ट्रांसफर्ड इन द नेम ऑफ द कॉर्पोरेशन. अभी वो हम लोग ओनर या सोसाइटी या डेवलपर के पास वो पूरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी देते हैं कि दे शुड ऑब्टेन द पीआर कार्ड इन द नेम ऑफ द MCGM, ट्रांसफरिंग द सेटबैक लैंड इन द नेम ऑफ कॉर्पोरेशन. Because once the road is taken over, once any land is taken over after title verification, so actually corporation should take up this issue with the collector. एंड सोसाइटी और डेवलपर बिल्डर आर्किटेक्ट इनको दौड़ना नहीं पड़ेगा कलेक्टर के पास और वो डिपार्टमेंट. वो एक कंडीशन मुझे लगती है कि दैट नीड टू बी कंसिडर्ड. एमिनिटी प्लॉट के बारे में मैंने बोला कि दैट शुड बी 4000 स्क्वायर मीटर, दैट बिकॉज 10% एरिया एंड दैट एरिया टू बी केप्ट विद द societies, and above 4000 square meter that plot area should be handed over to the corporation, so corporation can construct any amenity on the plot more than 800 square meter. And corporation को एक छोटा छोटा प्लॉट इम्प्लीमेंट करना उधर कुछ और उधर कुछ भी डेवलप करना इट इज आसान नहीं है, क्योंकि रूल्स आर रियली गुड बट जो इम्प्लीमेंटिंग अथॉरिटी, दो आई वाज द फॉर्मर चीफ इंजीनियर DP, लेकिन कोई ना कोई हमारे भी तरफ से थोड़ा सा निग्लिजेंस हो जाएगा, वो प्लॉट कोई झोपड़पट्टी आएगी तो निकालना मुश्किल हो जाएगा. तो सोसाइटी के पास रहेगा तो सोसाइटी विल एटलीस्ट प्रोटेक्ट दैट लैंड. भी एक इसके ऊपर थोड़ा बहस हो सकता है कि भले उन्होंने बोला 4000 स्क्वायर मीटर के जो बड़े लेआउट है, ऑल द इंटरनल रोड्स आर टू बी treated as the DP roads and are to be handed over to the corporation. So in that case, समझो सोसाइटी पटेल साहब, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि in that case थोड़ा एरिया, और if the layout area is more than 10,000 square meter, in that case if the two roads are already connected in train exit and if the road width is more than 44 feet or 60 feet, then only such roads should be taken over by the corporation for the purpose of bus routes. अदरवाइज वो उधर एक दफा कॉर्पोरेशन ले लेंगे तो उधर हॉकर्स ये वो उनका न्यूसेंस सोसाइटी को में चालू हो जाएगा. अभी there is one DC regulation features that do not constitute covered area. इसके ऊपर ज्यादा सब मुझे बोलना है, आर्किटेक्ट के साथ बात करने के लिए अच्छा है, क्योंकि कुछ फीचर्स है. I was the instrumental at the time of when the Subodh Kumar Sahab was there and we have introduced the fungible compensatory fungible FSI. So because in certain areas all the flower beds etc. were misused and all the such areas were taken inside the room, so that rule was modified, and that was comprehensive fungible FSI was introduced to count such areas which are merged, which were merged in the rooms. So वो रूल जानबूझ के लाया था क्योंकि ये सब जो माल प्रैक्टिसेस होते हैं वो बंद करने के लिए. अभी तो ये पूरा ही एंटायर एरिया is to be covered, is to be taken into FSI. So उन्होंने सब मोर और निकाल दिए जो पहले फ्री ऑफ FSI हम लोग देते थे. तो मुझे लगता है कि जिधर FSI 3.5 है, पहले 2.7 फंजिबल के टाइम हम लोग देते थे, उसमें स्टेयरकेस एरिया, लिफ्ट एरिया, एमिनिटी एरिया, everything was society office, meter room, everything was allowed free of FSI. अभी all the areas are to be counted in FSI, तो somehow वो 3.5 तक ही जाता है. In that case, certain areas, especially in case of 33/7, ये जिधर 33/7 earlier, सेल्स बिल्डिंग में staircase, रूम, लिफ्ट रूम, ये थोड़ा ध्यान देना चाहिए. ऐसा मुझे लगता है कि ये एरिया थोड़ी फ्री देनी चाहिए, अदरवाइज इट विल नॉट बी पॉसिबल टू डेवलप दीज एरियाज. सिटी में स्पेशली उसका ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम होगा. इसके ऊपर मैं ज़्यादा ये नहीं करता हूँ. स्पेशली ऑर्नामेंटल फसाड्स वेयर कमर्शियल रेसिडेंशियल बिल्डिंग है, ज़्यादा कमर्शियल है और बाहर से कुछ ग्लास क्लैडिंग देने का है, दैट शुड बी गिवन फ्री ऑफ FSI, बट दैट शुड बी रेस्टेड ऑन द MS steel angles or but not on the RCC beams, because मैं बोल नहीं सकता हूँ कि ये भी अंदर आ सकता है. RCC बीम एक देंगे तो स्लैब डाल के पूरा अंदर ले सकते हैं, बिकॉज ग्लास प्रसार की वजह से अंदर का कुछ दिखता नहीं है. तो वो स्टील फ्रेम के ऊपर देंगे तो वो ज़्यादा अच्छा रहेगा. और स्पेशली इन केस ऑफ द कमर्शियल बिल्डिंग्स वेयर देयर इज नो ग्लास facade, and if you want to provide the ornamental columns or some elevation features, that should be given keeping the minimum required open space on front side. तो उतना आप अंदर ले सकते हैं, तो उतना 1-1.5 फुट का कॉलम्स वगैरह देना चाहिए कि that this project should not be allowed in the open spaces, क्योंकि वो एक सजेशन है मेरा. दूसरा है, in case of the land where FSI is permissible 3.5, if we want to construct any hospital, 5-star, 3-star, 4-star hotels, 4-star and 5-star hotels, earlier there was a clause 33(4) I think so, and 33(2), additional FSI up to 4, up to 5 in case of the 5-star hotels were allowed. Now in here, since the FSI is restricted to the particular zone in that area, if we want to construct any hotel or medical institutions or educational buildings, then FSI will have to be curtailed up to 3.5 or will have to be restricted up to 3.5. So in that cases, FSI, considering the need of that locality, there should be some modification in that clause, and additional FSI for the education and medical institutions need to be given. Regarding the development of the land for the public purposes, there is a special regulation that that for accommodation reservation, that certain area to be constructed along with the land, 50% total land need to be handed over to the corporation. But in case of any reservation proposed in DP, it affects the land of various owners. If the big chunk of land is reserved and that land is that reservation is affecting the land of the 5 or 6 plot owners, in that case, as and when the individual owner comes forward for the redevelopment or the development of the land, and if the area under such reservation or reservation 50% से less होगा, in that case, मुझे ऐसा लगता है we should not insist upon that the owner to develop that much portion of the land, because it is not possible to develop the piecemeal, the reservation in piecemeal manner. That land should be taken over by the corporation, and after acquiring an entire reservation, corporation or any that authority can develop the said land. पण पाटील साहेबांच्यावर मी गोष्ट डिस्कस करत होतो, पण त्यांचं मला थोडंसं पटलंय की so far as small plots are concerned, especially narrow plots, there was provision in earlier DC regulation with certain concessions to allow to develop the narrow plots having depth or width less than 15 meter. So वो क्लॉज ही अभी निकाल दिया है, तो उनका बराबर है कि ऐसा मुझे लगता है, क्योंकि the owners of the narrow plot should come forward to so as to have a proper development of the land with the proper adequate open spaces. तो सब ओनर इकट्ठा आना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल है. सोसाइटी में अपने भाई को घर में 2 भाई भी इकट्ठा आना थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है, तो थोड़ा सा साहेब मला असं वाटतं याच्यात कुठेतरी एक करावं. बाकी बरेच पॉइंट्स पियाडाच्या वेळेला डिस्कस झालेले होते. कार पार्किंगच्या बद्दल there is one car for residential, one car parking space for 100 square meter built up area. मुझे लगता है वो थोड़ा सा कम रहेगा. Total car parking की considering the requirement of the car parks and day by day increase in the cars, थोड़ा सा car parking we must insist additional car park, and for visitors car park also. Earlier 25% car parking was allowed, and we should introduce that at least minimum 25% car park, additional car park should be insisted. There is one chapter added for the physically, part 8, physically challenged people. In the residential, all residential buildings, this clause requiring barrier-free design for residential building, there is no specific area. मला वाटते 2000 स्क्वेअर मीटर प्लॉट पेक्षा जास्त असेल तर त्याला ते इन्सिस्ट करावं त्या डेव्हलपमेंटला. पण त्या ठिकाणी रॅम्प वगैरे करणं सगळीकडं इम्पॉसिबल होईल लहान प्लॉटला. Again, on environmental और एक separate chapter है that STP, provision of STP for the plots larger than 4,000 square meter. Since I am the member of that environmental committee for the Maharashtra, normally we insist the STPs etc. for the plots, or not for on the plots, but where the area, built up area increases more than 20,000 square meter, there we insist all type of environmental parameters, STP, OWC etc. So this should be the development of where the total development rights means total built up area increases 20,000 or is 20,000 more than 20,000 square meter, the environmental parameters shall be insisted. And all the annexure, all the figures shown in this DC regulations, this should be annexed as annexures. This should be shown as an annexures, because this should not be a part of the DC regulation. These figures can be modified in future, because these figures regarding the height of the building and open spaces, then arcades, all these I have already requested him. Okay, all these figures shown, that should be shown as an annexures, so it can be changed. Otherwise, that will be a part of the DC rule. So if we will have to change in that, then again we will have to go for the modification. Thank you.